Okay, so we're going to start with creating the cab for the A9S. Welcome to my YouTube channel, where only cool stuff happens. Shut up. Shh. Alright, so we're going to model this cab from the side. We're going to look at it in profile. I wish I had a camera right here so I'd show you. The 1.68 is how long it is on the bottom. I'm going to create a point because the cab has a peak, and only you. This point is smart dimension because this is the peak of the cab. Smart dimension. And Tegan is beside me. I'm actually showing this to Tegan, so this isn't just for Tegan. I'm sorry, her name is Tegan Findler. She lives on 773 Bellevue. So that point is now dimensioned as far as the front, but this point was also, this is like the peak of the cab. So I'm just making sure that it's, she wishes, she only wishes. Okay, we got this. Now we got to create a slight curve, so we zoom in. There's a slight curve to this cab, so I'm going to add a couple points. Actually, I'll create a line, and then I'll see the line, and then I'll be able to create the curve line. Watch this, okay? So this is how you create a nice, smooth, easy curve. You add a couple points. Add a couple points. Add a couple points. There we go. Close enough. Okay. So now we spline those points to get our curve. Spline, curve, curve, curve. And now we have to delete everything that's not on our curve. That's easy enough. Trim these entities right here. Trim entities. There we go. And it looks like there's a little bit of a wave. You know what? Let's see what it looks like. Okay. Now, cut, extrude. No, we're going to extrude phosphase. And we'll extrude it the width of the part, which is 1.39. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Now, we're going to create a little bit more of what we need. Gotta shake it. We gotta shake it. What do you think?
Yeah.
So let's. We're gonna fillet the edges. I'm not gonna make this too long here. We'll fillet the edges. We'll fillet most of the edges. No. See if that works first of all. And let's apply the fillet, see if it works. Yes, it works, and it does exactly what we want it to. Fantastic. So we'll fillet the other side, and this edge here, and this edge here, and we'll apply that. Fantastic. Look at that. Looks pretty good. Now we're going to cut extrude the top. See that area right there? We're going to zoom down and kill it. Yeah. All right. How long has it been? Okay. So now we're happy with that. We're going to cut extrude into the top so it looks like it should. That is, I'm trying to pick the plane that we need. That is the plane that we want to move. So this is the top plane. We've got to move it up. So hit the control button and drag that plane up. There it is. And it's above our part. You know what? I'm just going to leave it right there and check. Now we're going to sketch on that plane. Sketch, and it automatically knows we're on that plane. We'll look straight down at the top of the part, which is there, and we're going to create a center line around which we will mirror our, there we go, there's our center line. So we'll mirror one curve, and then we'll just leave the rest of it there. And I'm just going to do this by eyeball. It's really not necessary to go too deep into this, but roughly right there is a straight line, roughly. And then, oh wait, I don't need half of that. Point right there. Okay. Now we're going to create just a straight line, pretty much, but it's a straight line with a slight angle. See that? You see how it's just before the peak of it? So you know this is the peak? Almost there. And then there's a nice little curve happening. You gotta create that curve by using points, right? Points, points, and then we can spline those points. And if you don't like the way it looks, you know, you can always move the spline point, right? Like that. And it's always easier to move the spline points when you're zoomed in. Alright, let's just call that good. And now we're going to finish out the sketch that we can mirror. Look at that. Watch this. Mirror this as an entity, 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 about our center line, and we're going to have it. It doesn't look quite right, but let's just see what it's going to do. Yep, looks right. Now, we can cut extrude that sketch down into the cap. So we'll go to our cut extrude right there. We don't know how far it's going to cut extrude right now. That's obviously a little bit too far. But we're going to, let's estimate that's about 0.4 inches and see what it likes. That's still too far. Let's go 0.3. Still too far, but we're getting close. It's really, really close. I would say it's 0.27. Look at that. Well, okay, I'm going to stop the video now because it's going to be too long.